All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Shukla. I'd like to say namaste and welcome to the stream. Today, we are going to be talking about wellness tips for 2020. My friends, if you like this stream and you like what we are doing here, go here at the bottom, like, comment, share, or subscribe to our channel. And I would highly appreciate that. Thank you so much. And with that in mind, I'm in conversation with some experts who are doing different things around the country and around the world. Some of them are experts in a Pinterest. Others are experts in tapping, and then some of them are experts in water. Like my friend, as simple as that sounds, we are going to make sense to you in few minutes. But I wanted to just give you some tips today for wellness for 2020, because look, you can get wealthy, but if you get sick, it's no good. So at the end of the day, if you are wealthy and you die, well, your kids will use up all your wealth and you won't get to enjoy. So what good is wealth when you cannot enjoy? So that's why we are covering this topic today, as to, yes, you can learn how to get rich from financial chakras, but at the same time, it is time for us to get well, because as you know, things are shifting around the world. Energies are shifting, people are shifting, even animals are shifting, right? So there's a lots of shift going from one place to the other, right? And as you know, right now there's a crazy times in the land that I'm on right now, and we are at a standstill, and we don't know where it's going to shift, this way or that way, right? But at the end of the day, we have to be aligned, and we have to know exactly what we are up against, and we have to fight. Hey, Tap, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Okay, I'll definitely give you a buzz. Absolutely, we'll talk. Tep Gardner. Oh my God, it's been ages, my friends, since I saw you. So thank you for coming. So, my friends, with that in mind, I want to start, with some guests here, and I want to start asking them. So they're going to introduce themselves very quickly, and then we're going to go into tip that they have to share about wellness for 2020 and going into 2021. So, with that in mind, Shanda, would you like to go first? I mean, I would love to. I'm introducing Shanda. Shanda is Shanda is like, she's in the world where it's always sunshine, and I'm jealous because I'm in Maryland, and it's horrible, over here. So with that in mind, I would like to introduce Shanda, and she's going to be talking, giving us some tips on wellness. Shanda, go ahead, my friend.
Well, good morning, everyone, and always a blessing to be here with you, Ash.
Thank you
for this opportunity, and I will have to say, being a Texan, we are definitely thankful for the cooler weather here, and 70s sunshine, yes, and we do have some clouds actually with us this morning, but overall it's been very nice. And so I am very excited because I always am looking for ways to bring more awareness in health and wellness. And being a coach, I've always been more interested in the physical aspect, but as of the last several years, I've taken more awareness and more. I focus more on hydration. Something as a coach, I mean, I was aware of, but I didn't know that much about water, and the different kinds of water that are out there in the world. And so, because of an injury I had several years ago, it brought more awareness to just what I was putting into my body, what I was doing to heal my body because of an injury I had. And so something that I have found is that over the last several years is that people, a lot of times I've discovered, are not drinking much water, if any water, throughout their day. And so just I think really focusing in on adding more water to our daily intake. And so, we think about how much water we really need to be drinking, and it's that half of your body weight in ounces. And when people think about that, it's a bit overwhelming. And even people who do drink a lot of water, it's a lot of work. And so I think just one of those like health tips that I think would be just really valuable for those watching is that they could just start increasing their amount of water that they are drinking on a daily basis, because that's going to take the place of all these different drinks such as Gatorade and soda and coffee that many times I find that people are drinking all throughout the day. So just seeing, how that right there can benefit them is my tip for today.
Kevin, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you, Shanda. I have a question for you. So, I think you have told me about water before, and you had said that there are certain levels of water. So, why does somebody need to drink a like what's in the water? Like what water is so different versus the other kind of water? What is the differentiation there? Because when you take a look at, like, I could say, like, I have a water filter here, in my I'm in my basement, and so I'm looking at my water here. What is the difference between filtered water, and what are some of the main benefits of that?
Just a few things that we don't a lot of times think about is that a lot of the water that we're drinking is very oxidizing to our bodies. It's aging. It's aging us. And so we want to make sure that the water we're drinking is full of antioxidants, that it's not oxidizing, that it's antioxidizing. Another thing is that a lot of the waters that are out there are acidic, and which that's not helping our bodies at all. And so we want to make sure that we're drinking alkalized water. So, I mean, the main things are that the water that I bring awareness to is alkalized. It's alkalized water. It's also water with a lot of antioxidants. And then it also is hydrating you a lot better than the waters out there on the market.
Okay. Yeah. So the water, oxidation in the water is what makes, would you say that's the main thing about, that's what we need to pay attention to?
Yes, because inflammation, we're trying to, with antioxidants, we're reducing inflammation. So we're thinking of fire. Think of fire. That's inflammation.
Wow. Okay. So fire is okay. I like that idea very much. Thank you for that. So basically, your body is inflated when you are not drinking the right type of water. Correct?
Right. We want to put good water into our bodies to help fight off inflammation, because again, that's disease, sickness that many of us are dealing with. Injury, even injuries that happen. You have lots of inflammation within your body. So we want to be putting the flame out.
I like that idea. I like that idea very much, and so tip number one, so those of you who are joining me right now, go here at the bottom, like, share, subscribe, and make sure you make a comment on our stream, because we are talking about, wellness tips for 2020. Okay. Now, Chanda, you're okay. So, and then tip number one is drink lots of water, and tip number two from Shanda is that, hey, if the reason you are drink a lot of water is make sure that you're drinking water that helps you get oxidized. So the real question is, are you drinking the water that's helping you get oxidized, right? So, because at the end of the day, your body within you, it creates fire, right? And your fire comes from your belly. And when that is spreading all over your body, you become inflated. And that's why maybe we have a lot of, big belly issues, right? So, who knows, right? Maybe I'm just kind of thinking out loud here in my own thought processes here. But, that's what that is. Hey, Joanne, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. So tip number two is make sure you're drinking properly oxidized water. So with that in mind, I want to say thank you so much, Shanda, for sharing those tips. I really appreciate you, for being here. So we have two great tips so far, and we are just getting started, talking about wellness for 2020. So those of you who are here, make sure you drink enough water and make sure you drink water that's properly oxidized. Okay. Thank you so much, Shanda. And now I'm going to ask, we're going to get a tip from from Richard here. Richard is a good friend of mine. We've been I've known he's in Canada. And he's going to talk about wellness. So let's talk about a little bit. Let's talk to him for a minute and see what type of tips he has to share about wellness. Richard, my friend, welcome to the stage.
Good. Actually, I should say good morning. Actually, it is morning for here, and I'm on Vancouver Island, so it's a beautiful spot. Obviously, wellness tips today, in a sense, we are in a hugely stressful environment with all that's going on. So, and unfortunately, when we're stressed, we end up not. Self-care is the biggest part of this, right? We don't know how to. We're caught up in the media. We're caught up in all kinds of things that even add to the stress. We don't know how to pull ourselves back from that. So I said I learned tapping a number of years ago, which is called, it's a physical process, EFT, but it's actually a physical process. And it sounds really weird enough, but when you're touch points, you're touching all the meridians in your body, which are Chinese acupressure. And you don't have to know. I mean, your body knows. When you're doing wellness, or you're even body talk access, your body knows what it needs. And we overthink it. So my work is getting people in touch with their body. Yeah, with the process and the tapping like that. And yes, this is quite obvious and not something you want to do. I tell it it's great for women on subways. If somebody's staring at you, just start doing this and they'll just turn away. They don't want. You figure you're too weird for them. But again, it's within minutes of tapping like that. See, if somebody thought you were really cute, Ash, you would just start doing this, and I would just. See, that's self-care. You're protecting yourself, right? When you're too weird for the weird, they bugger off.
Oh boy. that was funny. Well, thank you, Richard, for pointing that out, because I get so many clients who are women entrepreneurs, and they say I get all these messages. What do I do? So maybe they can take a tapping picture and just send it. Oh boy, that's
what this does when we're stressed, the cortisol level goes up through our whole body. And high stress situations, which we are in full time, leads to eventually disease state. So we have no way. I know there's great modalities of meditation, all kinds of yoga stuff like that, but it's hard to calm your mind down unless you have. I call this a good. It's a pattern interrupter. We can start to interrupt those crazy thoughts, and I call it the rant, because initially, if we're upset at something like that, the big thing is unloading what's going on. So if I just want to rant for a few seconds under my breath while I'm tapping, or I'm tapping on my fingers, I can mumble off some stuff, and there's no right or wrong. It starts to, within about 30 minutes, your cortisol level drops about 25%. They've mapped this out to that as well. So again, you don't have to know how do you outthink panic? How do you outthink stress how do you outthink anger? It takes years and years of practice. No disrespect to the wonderful teachers that are out there doing all these great techniques. If I'm mad, I can be as mad as snot, and I start tapping within 20 minutes. I'm a whole lot better, because I can just purge the crap that's going through my body at the time. And one is I turn the media off. I turn things off and separate myself from all the noise. I find time alone, and we're a society that's so distracted. Some people can't spend 5 minutes on their own. They just freak out. Which is really sad when we think of it. If you could go out in nature or somewhere quiet for an hour, that would do more health for you than anything out there possible. So, but and these are all run through your fingers. You can tap on your fingers as well. Again, you don't have to know. You can do this quietly under your coat. You can sit there like this while you're tapping, while you're walking around. You're hitting all your meridian points. You're starting to calm your system down. Anxiety is because our system's on full-time rev. So we're doing this over time. We're starting to immediately calm down. You don't have to know what this is. Your body knows. This is self-care. This is like going for a walk. This is like drinking good water. This is like eating good food. You're starting to calm your nervous system down, because right now we are on full-time alert. We're getting starved for oxygen. We're on hypertension mode all the time, and we don't know what the heck to do. You go on, there's a great, I think a Facebook group I saw had 35,000 members with anxiety and stress, and are freaking out because there's no real, we're dealing with symptoms. We can get the root cause of this. And that's the thing of medicine going forward. But we're tired of looking after symptoms, managing all the outside factors. Come home to your body and start managing the cause. And a lot of work I do is getting to the root cause of where this starts. We have lifetime events. We have lifetime traumas. We have society that's told us just go on. You'll get over it. You'll get over it. Bull crap. it stays with you. Your body remembers every piece of garbage you went through in your life, and it doesn't forget it. So
Mm.
we can start to face that in a sense of, in a meaningful and compassionate way. It your system starts to let it go, and you actually find peace in yourself.
Hmm. So
So
what is the, and that's great tip, Richard. So those of you who are here and just joining us, remember today we are talking about wellness for tips for 2020, and so far we have learned water, drinking enough water is important, which a lot of people know. But more importantly, I learned that properly oxidized water is more important than just drinking water. But now tip number three, what I'm learning from Richard is tapping. So those of you who don't know about tapping, I wanted to just ask Richard real quick and help us understand Richard. And those of you who are online and have questions or comments or what have you, go here at the bottom and start asking questions. I would love to display you on my network here. And we are reaching about 15,000 people. So ask some good questions. We would love to display you right here on the network and just talk to you guys. So Richard, just a quick tip on like if you can share like one thing that they can do while they're tapping, like maybe a one sentence or something like that, you can tell us. Maybe like whatever affirmation that you may think that'd be good for us.
I don't. Okay, I'd say I don't go for affirmations per se, because if we're saying, if we feel really bad inside of my affirmations, I'm going to have a great day, you're lying to yourself. Sort
Okay.
of be counterintuitive. In the sense of, if I'm feeling crappy, I'm going to tell myself I'm feeling crappy. But underneath, when I'm tapping, underneath that, our true our true truth is, we actually are very compassionate to ourselves. We layer it with crap. So I just going to say, I'm feeling bad. I don't know what this is. I'm just feeling really bad, but I'm looking to feel better throughout the day. I run a polarity. I
Okay.
feel like I'm having a horrible day, but I'm going to work through this and have a bit of a better day. That's my truth to me.
I like that. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. So I appreciate it. So you're saying that maybe like think of like a next thing in make it like a gradual progress versus
Yes.
just going for the end thing, which is what most people talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that
Or-
very much. Thank you,
Yeah.
Richard, for that. Okay. So with that in mind, guys, those of you who are joining us, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, to our channel. We would highly appreciate that. And more importantly, right now we are on live as we are talking about this topic, and we have learned so far, four different tips that are just amazing. And next person we have coming up, she is fantastic. She is the master of Pinterest. She has over 1 million people on her Pinterest. Those of you who don't know Pinterest and really looking for something, she has something special to share. So my friends, I want to just kind of talk to you about wellness for tips for 2020. So go ahead, Jennifer. I will let you take it from here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer Dawn. As Ash mentioned, I am a Pinterest marketing specialist. I actually specialize in helping spiritual and creative entrepreneurs, coaches, and health and wellness experts get their information out on Pinterest. So, for self care, Pinterest is the go to place if you're looking for some self care tips. Whether you're looking to improve your health, perhaps look for a new way to manage your anxiety, or some products that you might need to support you in that, Pinterest would be a really great place to check out. And I just want to touch base on what the other two said. What many people may not realize is I actually created my business when I was chronically ill. So I suffered with the inflammation, I suffered with the anxiety. And these are both methods that I've utilized in my own life to help get myself healthier and be able to show up for my own business. And for me, my biggest tip to people, especially right now, is to try and avoid some of this, negative energy from the moment that you wake up. So I
Mhm.
like to start my day every single day by blessing three people and expressing gratitude for the things that I do have in my life. Rather than focusing on all the negative things that are going on right now, focus on what you are grateful for. And I have found by implementing just that in my daily life, starting my day off that way, I'm in a better frame of mind to start my day. I'm happier. I'm more productive. I'm drawing better things into my world because I'm not waking up focused on the negative aspects of everything. So that would be my number one tip.
Oh, thank you so much, Jennifer. I really appreciate. So here we have it. Listen, from if you are looking for a great day, and you're looking to be well in 2020, we have so far shared 6 different tips. Tip number 1 was drink lots of water. Tip number 2 was drink oxidized water. Tip number 3 has been tapping. Learn how to tap on yourself so you can get rid of all the negative emotions. Tip number 4 has been, say how you feel and then gradually progress towards how you actually want to feel. So, own up to what you are, how you are feeling right now, and face the issue. And then tip number 5 is avoid negative energy. Early in the morning when you get up, if you're getting up in the morning and perhaps you see somebody or something of that nature, and if you're getting mad, don't do that piece, right? And tip number 6 is blessings to 3 people. I thought that was really cool, the way you shared it, Jennifer, that blessing 3 people. I thought that's really nice, very nice tip. I really appreciate that. So with that in mind, I wanted to acknowledge some people here, and then I'm going to share with you my last tip number 7, or what you can do to be well in 2020. So first, I want to say thank you, Tab Gardner, for making comment. Really appreciate it. I will definitely give you a call. Kevin Giles, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you. Balbir Pabila, she is here. Thank you so much for Balbir for being here. Joanne, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you. And we have Fernando Espinoza here with us as well on LinkedIn. And I want to thank all of you for being here. And I wanted to give you my last tip for tip number 7, as we are talking about 2020, how to end wellness, 2020 with wellness. Okay, so my suggestion, guys, is that if you're looking at yourself and you're finding yourself out of balance in any way, shape, or form, okay, the best thing you can do, the simplest thing you can do, is in the morning when you when you wake up. I know a lot of people have a habit of just getting up and going to work and things like that. Some people do things at night before they go to bed. So when you wake up, you want to cleanse your mind, but you also want to cleanse your body, but you also want to cleanse your mind. So when you get up in the morning, be sure to when you wake up, do your business, and then make sure you take a shower. So the reason you want to take as simple as a shower is because in the morning when you wake up, you have all these bugs on you and things like that, and from the bed bugs and what have you, and you are cleansing your body. But what's happening also is that you're cleansing your spirit, your mind, right? So once you cleanse your mind, now it's time to cleanse your spirit. And then if you just wake up in the morning, take a shower, and then you go to a prayer room or a prayer place in your house, anywhere you have it, and start and do a small amount of meditation, it will go a long way, because now you're begin to cleanse your spirit, because it's so crucial. When your spirit is not cleansed, you can't. So it's like think of a theory that we have all learned about. You need to have a glass half full, and think of it as a glass half full. But the thing is, you cannot overflow when the glass is half full. You the Yes, it's true, the glass is half full, but it's also true the glass is half empty. So the question is, if you're in the business or in the world to make a difference, to give to somebody, to help them make an impact, how can you make an impact if your water is not overflowing? So my suggestion is, get up in the morning, take a great shower, and then go do small meditation, and only then you go to the meditation. I think that it's important to cleanse your body and mind, and then you cleanse your spirit afterwards. Because like, you think about it, if you're calling God, let's say you're calling Jesus, you don't want Jesus to come to you and say, I think you stink. I don't think that's a right way to do this, right? The Jesus might say, wait a minute, like, where is all the perfumes and all that stuff, right? That would be really, really bad. So I think my suggestion is, if you're going to cleanse, cleanse in the morning, and that would be my last tip number 7 on wellness for 2020. It will help you mentally, spiritually, get focused. All joking aside, my friends, I'm doing this because I love you guys, and I really want to make a difference in your life, to help you end 2020 with a bang. So with that in mind, thank you so much for being here. Go here at the bottom, like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. I would highly, highly appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Jennifer, for being here. Thank you, Richard, for being here. Thank you, Shanda, for being here. Shanda had to leave, but thank you for being here as well. And those of you who are here, I love you a lot, and I especially thank you. And I pray to the universe to give you all the health, wealth, and happiness that you deserve. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you guys very much. Okay, so just 1 second. Tip number 7. Cleanse your mind, body, and soul. Okay, we are all set to go, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Okay.